Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce and the World's Athletics Championships 2025 with a 10.91 season's best with 100 meters. Can the GOAT, greatest of all time in this event, medal at this year's championship? Plus, the J3A's names Jamaica's team and Thomas-Dodd is missing. Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for making it Peter Lloyd World. Go ahead, please hit the subscribe button and continue to grow. When you do that, hit the notification bell so you know the next video drops. Please, once again, Peter Lloyd World. If you enjoy the content, please hit that like button and finally leave your thoughts. So, ready? Yep, good to go. Well, the J3A's has named Jamaica's team for the upcoming World Championships 2025, which takes place in Tokyo, Japan, from the 13th of September 2025 to the 21st of September 2025. On the women's team's side, in the 100 meters, we have Tina Clayton, Shericka Jackson, and Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. The alternate will be Janine Williams. In the 200 meters, Shericka Jackson, Gabrielle Matthews, and Ashanti Moore. In the 400 meters, Nikisha Price, Dejanay Oakley, and Stacey-Ann Williams, with Leah Anderson as the alternate. In the 800 meters, Kellyanne Beckford, Natoya Gould, and Adele Tracy. 1500 meters, Adele Tracy. 100 meters hurdles, Amoy Brown, Akira Nugent, Daniel Williams, and Megan Tapper. 400 meter hurdles, Cheyenne Salmon, Anjanette Knight, Rochelle Clayton. Long jump, Akeelia Smith. For the women's triple jump, it's Akeelia Smith and Shanika Ricketts. High jump, Lamara Distin. Shot put, Lodrika Cameron, Discus, Samantha Hall. Hammer, Nayoka Clunes. The 4x100 meter relay team comprises of Tina Clayton, Shericka Jackson, Jadine Williams, Janelle Smith, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. 4x400 meters will be Nikisha Price, Dejanay Oakley, Leah Anderson, Stacey-Ann Williams, with Shaquina Foote and Renisha McGregor. In the 4x400 meter mixed relays, Leah Anderson, Renisha McGregor, Shaquina Foote, Jashauna Dennis, Bovell McPherson, and Zandrian Barnes. Over on the men's side, Kishane Thompson, Seville, and Akeem Blake in the men's 100 meters with alternate Raheem Ford. 200 meters, Brian Lefel, Christopher Taylor, and Adrian Kerr. 400 meters, Antonio Watson, Javon Powell, Bovell McPherson, Rasheen McDonald, and alternate Leah Anderson. 800 meters, Trice Taylor, Navaski Anderson. 100 meters hurdles, Orlando Bennett, Tyler Mason, and Demario Prince. 400 meters hurdles, Rashawn Clark, Malik James King, and Asani Wilson. Long jump, Carrie McLeod, McCoy Williams, and Tajay Gale. Triple jump, Jordan Scott. High jump, Romaine Beckford, Raymond Richards. Shot put, Lodrika Cameron. Discus, Chad Wright, Frederick Dakers. Hammer, Nayoka Clunes. 4x100 meters, Seville, Kishane Thompson, Raheem Ford, Akeem Blake, Kadrian Golson, Rohan Watson. The 4x400 meters will be Rasheen McDonald, Javon Powell, Bovell McPherson, Jashauna Dennis, Antonio Watson, and Zadrian Barnes. Okay, people, obviously there are a few errors here, so I will get them clarified as soon as I can. Now, these persons are additional alternates, not traveling, only if needed. The women's 100 meters hurdles will be Karika Hill. Women's 400 meters hurdles will be Shanique Walker, Men's 100 meters hurdles, Hansel Parchment, and men's long jump, Sean D. Thompson. Now, these are alternates, not traveling, only if needed will they be traveling. The managers include Ian Forbes, Assistant Manager Juliet Parks, Assistant Manager Safeguard Officer Helene Francis, Technical Leader Maurice Wilson, Coaches Paul Francis, Marlon Gale, Bertland Cameron, Mark Elliott, Michael Frater, Julian Robinson, Kerry Lee Ricketts, Sina Golden Clark, Dr. Kevin Jones, physiotherapist of Neil Lamont, massage therapist Evan Allen, Joanne Johnson, Damian Rowe, O'Keely Stewart, Oral Thompson, and Garfield Simmons. So that is the Dre Trees team. Who is missing from the team? Well, the 10 times national champion, which is kind of odd. Thomas-Dodd is not on the team. Of course, she is our shot put superstar, so to speak. Let me just read what is here. The Jamaica Observer wrote, 10-time national champion Daniel Thomas-Dodd was the only notable omission from the 50-member team named by the Jamaica Athletics Administrative Association, the J3As, for next month's World Athletics Championships in Tokyo, Japan. 32 men and 28 women were named alongside with a 20-member management team for the championships that will be held from September the 13th to the 21st. This is the last time we saw Thomas-Dodd in competition. This was by Alice Stock on August the 9th. Now we know that there were problems for Daniel Thomas-Dodd last year at the Paris Olympic Games. She complained bitterly. We have covered that here. So I have no idea as to if that is the reason, if it's injury or something else. I still have not gotten an answer to that question as yet. The moment I get it, I will let you know. And if you already know, which you sometimes do, let me know in the comments below, okay? But I think that is to our disadvantage to not have her. The best shot putter we have produced in recent years, to not have her there. If you are to believe the pundits, and the numbers, to be honest with you, the women's 100 meters at this year's World Championships, which takes place in Tokyo, Japan, from the 13th of September to the 21st, which means in not a week and a half from now, today being, I think, the 1st of September. Well, if you're to believe the pundits and the experts and the numbers, it says that the women's 100 meters is really down to two women. St. Lucia's Julian Alfred, who is the Paris Olympic Games champion in that event in 2024, and the woman who is fastest over that distance in the last 2 years, the American Melissa Jefferson Wooden, who has that incredible season's best and new PB of 10.65, which puts her in rarefied air. When both women finally clashed at the Prefontaine Classic earlier this year, it was Melissa Jefferson Wooden who walked away with a slight win with a time of 10.75, with Julian Alfred taking second in 10.77, and Marie-Josée Talou of Côte d'Ivoire running a then season's best of 10.90 to take third, with Jamaica's Tia Clayton coming fourth in 11.02 seconds. Here is that race highlight.
But watch out for Jefferson Wooden in 4 and Terry in 3. Jefferson Wooden gets out sharper than Alfred. Richardson gets left a little bit. Clayton trying to get into it, but the Olympic champion just trying to get ahead. But Jefferson Wooden is hanging on at the moment. The American has got it. And look at the time, 10.75. Jefferson.
Now, the third fastest woman thus far for the 2025 season over the distance of 100 meters is Jamaica's Tina Clayton, one half of the fabulous twin turbo out of Jamaica. Tina Clayton, in the final of the women's 100 meters at the Jamaica National Championships 2025, ran a season's best and a personal best of 10.81. Now, unfortunately, her sister Tia Clayton was injured, so therefore she would not be running on the team in terms of the individual women's 100 meters. She'll be on, as I said earlier, the 4x100 meter relay. But her sister Tia Clayton has the fourth fastest time in the world of 10.82. So Melissa Jefferson, 10.65, Julian Alfred, 10.75, Tina Clayton 10.81, and Tia Clayton 10.82. So if you are to follow the numbers, the first three women, because they'll be competing in the individual events, are the women we should be looking at to medal at the upcoming World Championships.
Introducing Peter Lloyd World Merchandise, where style meets comfort. From trendy tees to cozy hoodies, we've got something for everyone. Elevate your wardrobe with our high-quality, fashionable designs that make a statement. Whether you're hitting the streets or chilling at home, Peter Lloyd World has you covered. Shop now and upgrade your look with Peter Lloyd World merchandise. Available exclusively at Peter Lloyd World. Link in description below.
And I believe there are some other ladies we need to look at. Dina Asher Smith, Marie-Josée Talou of Côte d'Ivoire. We recently saw them run at the Zurich Diamond League, which of course is the Diamond League finals for the 2025 season. And both ladies, I thought, sparkled because they went on to run the 200 meters. In that event, Julian Alfred walked away with the win, running a time of 10.76, with Jamaica's Tia Clayton, who I said to you earlier will not be running in the individual events, taking second in 10.84, with Talou Smith running 10.92, and Asher Smith running 10.94, taking third and fourth. I think their names should probably be added to this list simply because they went on to run the 200 meters and also ended up second and third in that event on the same day, maybe an hour or so apart.
Then Clayton, Dina Asher Smith, McCoy in 8.
Right.
Alfred gets a pretty good start, so does Jason Sears right next to her as well. And look at Clayton. Clayton's there trying to take it on. It's Clayton and Alfred, but Alfred goes away now. Alfred gets the meter, 10.75.
And of course, there's the defending world champion Sha'Carri Richardson. Have to put her in the mix. There's Shericka Jackson, who has to be put in the mix. But the person we're here to talk about is this young lady, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, who you can never count out in 100 meters. Now, this, of course, is my 2 cents. Look, I concede. The numbers say that Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce should be able to make the finals, but she should not be in the medals. Her fastest time thus far for the 2025 season is 10.91, which, although very impressive, is nothing close to her PB of 10.60, which makes her the third fastest woman in the history of the 100 meters. And she has not shown the form that we know her of, the form that made her the only woman in history to win 5 World Championships titles. But last year, she didn't show the greatest form either. And in the heats at the Paris Olympic Games, she looked incredible. Now, I have a theory here, and I'm going to be honest with you, this is really just me going on a hunch. The truth is, we try to follow the numbers. So if we look at the numbers here, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce should be able to make the top 8, but she should not be on the podium. But people, this is Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, the woman who does the impossible. After having her first child, came back the following year and won the World Championship. The woman who has won more 100-meter titles than any other woman in recorded history. The woman who's the third fastest over the 100 meters in history, running that time when she was, 35 years of age, which is unheard of. She's Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. And I've said in previous videos, because she's now 38, and this started from she was about 34, her team made her run as little races as possible. And we saw what happened last year. She ran a little more than she would have normally ran, and she ended up injured. Now, I don't get the impression she's injured this year. So we're not seeing her running at her best. We've seen her run a few Diamond Leagues, and she has said after each one, she's come fourth. I think she's come fourth and third, I think. But she said after each race, I need to go back to the drawing board. And she herself has made some very important points. The fact is, ring rust. She just really has not ran a lot of 100 meters in the last 2 to 3 years. If we're going to be very, very frank, she just has not. And the last time she ran a full season was and it wasn't even really a full season, was in 2023 when she took the bronze medal at the World Championships in the women's 100 meters. So, can we count out Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce? Well, No, we can't. You can't count her out. Yes, she's 38, but she ran the third fastest 100 meters in history at the age of 35 when it is unheard of and not plausible. 2, she's right. She is suffering from severe ring rust. We're just not seeing her at her best. 3, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce is a big event performer. On the big stage, she shines. Just remember her heats at the Paris Olympic Games last year. She was incredible. I'm still upset that she wasn't able to run that semifinals because she would have been in the finals and she probably would have medaled. But there are other aspects that we have to look at. This is her last World Championships, I believe. And I don't see Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce walking away with anything less than a medal. And I think she's aiming for a gold. Now, logistically, she's not running the times that she needs to be running. Anyone who's going to win this World Championships is going to be have to be running at least, I am thinking, 10.77 or less. And the fact is, we've only really seen 2 women running these kinds of times consistently. Melissa Jefferson-Wooden with that insane 10.65 and Julian Alfred with a 10.74, 10.76. So can Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce medal? Absolutely. She's known to do the impossible. And I know age should be a factor, but with her it doesn't seem to be. If she can correct the ring rust, we could all be shocked. Now, I'm not saying it's not impossible for her not to make the finals, but because of who Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce is, it's hard to just follow the numbers in this instance, which I normally try to do. We can't count her out. Can she medal? I think she can because she's Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. If she gets to that finals, she's going to be a factor. And I guarantee you, every woman on that track will be looking at her. She's Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. And that alone says everything. She's a winner. Is it going to be a tough task? Yes, because I think she'll have to get by Tina Clayton. Yes, you heard me right. She'll have to get by Melissa Jefferson-Wooden. She'll have to get by Julian Alfred. She'll have to get by Shericka Jackson. Yes, you heard me right. I think Talu Smith is going to be a problem, and Dina Asher-Smith seems to be coming into form. So this is not going to be a walk in the park. But if there's anyone, I think, who could medal, who should not be able to, at 38, and she probably be running some crazy fast times, it's Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. Am I being emotional? Emotional? Maybe. Because I admit I'm not following the numbers, but I'm following the history. And Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce tends to make history. But this, of course, is my 2 cents. I'd absolutely love to hear your thoughts. What do you think? Do you think I'm just being emotional? I am praying and hoping for something that's impossible? Or is there a possibility that she could end up on that medal, in the medal count? Now, don't forget to support the channel. Check out our merch at printify.com. I'll leave a link in the description below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button, the notification bell, and hit the like button. Remember, you are royals, kings, and queens. Bless us.